Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. If you like the video today, please comment and share. We'll surely appreciate it here on 100 Yards Football. I'd like to give special thanks to our producer today, the very talented Logan Landers, for making it happen today. I'm your host, Vincent Turner, and joining me to break down the 2024 Dallas Cowboys draft class is a very talented individual coming out of the state of Colorado. His nickname, we're going to call him the rock star of the NFL draft, my man, Mr. William Yanish. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it, and we'll surely appreciate it here on 100 Yards of Football. The Cowboys. Everyone that's been following this platform for the last 4 years know me, Vincent Turner, is a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan. I've been a Cowboys fan since 1966, so I take a little bit more homage to their draft class. But today I got a gentleman, as I just brought up. He's one of the most talented writers that covered the 2024 NFL draft. The young man tell it like it is. And most of our men have a special chemistry. We don't agree on everything now. Let's get that correct. But I respect his opinion. I respect his writing. He's coming to us from firstroundmark.com. So let's get this party started. Mr. William Yanish, break down pick by pick the 2024 NFL draft.
Well, I'm definitely going to need a little bit of help here since you're the Cowboys fan. But
yes, sir. I know that.
I definitely know where we left off, yes, and talking about how many needs, Dallas had. This is a Jerry Jones-led team, obviously, owner, general manager, whole 9 yards. He's not bad at it, He probably does have the, most valuable franchise in the NFL, but so he knows some things. But no, man, I'm just talking about, all the needs that they had and what they, came close to filling. They lost,
lost Tyron Smith, the left tackle. Obviously, that's what the Cowboys really needed in the first round, and they took the first pick out of Oklahoma, Tyler Guyton. Big tackle, 6'8", 322 pounds. But I like to bring up this stat, though, Mr. Yanish, is when y'all talk about offensive tackles on firstroundmark.com, he allowed no sacks in 2023. So overall, your observation of him going into the league, and he needs to start from day one.
Oh, very much. Yeah, that's a player. Jerry Jones, it's no secret. This was a very typical Jerry Jones type of draft. And, offensive linemen, defensive linemen, and receivers, that's just how it is with him. But it's the nucleus of a team. And Tyler Guyton, he is an excellent pick coming out of Oklahoma. Jerry Jones, he knows how to select offensive linemen. Let's not get it right or get it wrong. And what do you think of the pick, Vince?
Me personally, like I just said, I said it. Tyron Smith was I want to say not on the end of his career, but let's face reality, he stayed hurt a lot. Number two, I'm not really a fan of Terrence Steele, the right tackle. So the Cowboys need to take a tackle, a guy who could come in and start from day one. And I just mentioned, I like the pick. I would say I give it a B, simply because it feels a need. But however, we're not going to know what type of player Tyler Guyton is until he actually get on the field. And that's my opinion. Do I like the pick? But I know we needed an offensive talent.
Very much. And then next, we go to the second round and he picks up, like I was just talking, the defensive lineman rush end, Marshawn Neiland out of Western Michigan. And that's a great pick, kind of a smaller school. What can you tell me about him, Vince?
Well, at the end of the day, when I look at Mr. Leland, they say the guy's got a high motor. I like his size, 267 pounds, small school out of Western Michigan. Didn't really know he was on the board, was rated that high, but all I can say, Michael Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, help is on his way. Help. So I'm gonna say all that. I'm gonna leave it at that.
But yeah, they're definitely getting a little bit older, and injecting some youth and a little bit of competition and everything is good old fashioned way to get things done. All right, man. Third round. I know I've heard mixed reviews about this guy, but third round seems like a really good value pick for the guard Cooper Beebe out of Kansas. What can you tell me about him, man?
When I look at Mr. Beebe again, we needed help in the offensive line. I think it's a good pick just because the guy's very experienced. 48 career starts in college, so that means he's played a lot of football. Do that translate in him being an outstanding pro? I don't know, but I know from my indications, he's a guy that's got a high football IQ. He's dependable. I'm going to leave it at that. But again, I'm going to go back to my first point. You're not going to tell anything about these players until they get on the field and perform. But we need an offensive line help. And Zach Martin is starting to get old, too.
Very much. And that was another Jerry Jones pick, I think Cooper Beebe can do very well here in Dallas, man. Next, Notre Dame has always had some pretty decent linebackers, going back to Manti Te'o and all those guys. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. This guy's name, Leafu, is his last name, though. I'm not sure about the first part, but definitely, like I said, Notre Dame, they put out some linebackers. I mean, how do you like this pick, man?
I'm going to say it like this. I was very disappointed. I was really came to tears when Lyndon Van Der Esch had to retire. That really hurt me. Last year, I go back to the playoff game. Dan Quinn was our defensive coordinator. We had this sort of like special defense. We had a strong safety playing linebacker in Mr. Bell. I love this pick because first and foremost, we have a defensive coordinator that actually likes linebackers of size. Let me put that out there again, of size that actually play the position. Now, I saw Notre Dame play a lot of football, and the gentleman was impressive, but he didn't jump off the film at me like a next Lawrence Taylor or next Brian Bosworth. But I say this about him. He's aggressive. He's fast. He's got good football instincts. But again, we're going to see until he gets to training camp and he performs once he's on the field. But again, another pick of need.
All right, man. Yeah. And skipping past the fourth round, we go all the way to the fifth and get this kid, Kalon Carson, out of Wake Forest, a cornerback. And, I mean, what do you think, man?
I'm going to tell you about that young man. Watched a lot of ACC football because we're here in SEC country and ACC football down here in Atlanta, Georgia. You broadcast live out of Colorado, and I'm in our producer, Logan Landis, me and him in the Atlanta area. I saw this gentleman last year, and I thought not 2023, but 2022, he was one of the best corners in the country. But in 2023, what was alarming to me is that, number one, let me give you the positive. He's an outstanding run defender, but he gave up 5 touchdowns last year. That's alarming to me. He's a guy that could play real physical at the line of scrimmage, but in the National Football League, once they pick the weakness out of the secondary, they will make you take the top of the defense and make you a liability. But again, I'm going to say this. Stephon Gilmore doesn't look like he's coming back to us. He's a free agent. Dallas don't look like they're going to sign him. So, again, it was a pick of need. I guess we got the best quality secondary person at that time.
All right. Round 6, man. Ryan Flournoy, wide receiver, Southeast Missouri. Now we're getting down into your country. That area.
I'm going to say this. I really want us to take a receiver early on. I thought this was a real deep receiver draft. There's a lot of good quality football players that I think are going to be players that are going to have outstanding pro careers. We needed a receiver because Michael Gallup is now with the Raiders. CeeDee Lamb needs help. You see his production. We haven't really gotten anything else. Brandon Cooks, to me, has been a guy that's been in the league a long time, but I think his years are behind him. I just wish we would have took a receiver early on with all them great receivers coming out the board. But this is a guy They said at the NFL Combine, he had a 11-foot broad jump. He's 6'1", 204, put up a lot of numbers against the competition he played. So hopefully we can find a diamond in the rough. Terrell Owens got drafted in the 3rd round out of UT back in '96. So he had a Hall of Fame career. Hey, we could just have to see. But I like the guy's size. He's 6'1", 204, put up a lot of production. And he's going to have a chance to get some ability to play in that offense with Dak Prescott to be a number 2 and number 3 receiver.
Very much so. All right, man, down to round 7. We ended up with a para lineman. Nathan Thomas out of Louisiana Lafayette, the offensive lineman, and Justin Rogers, the defensive tackle. What do you think of those 2 picks, man? Just more or less depth, or what you got?
Well, I'm going to say depth. Obviously, Mr. Thomas, he was acquired. The offensive tackle was still on the board in the 7th round. Good athlete. They say he's a dominant run blocker. Does the best his work along the line of scrimmage. They say he plays like he's in a phone booth. So I guess I got to go on with that. And then the young man out of Auburn, War Eagle. We know about the Auburn football program. Big guy, 6'2", 340 pounds. Got 11-inch hands, which is big for a lineman, real big for an average person. He's a space eater. But the thing that I like, he's going to have opportunity to play. I think one of the biggest keys is what kept the Dallas Cowboys from really being America's team and really going far in the playoffs. We could put a lot on Dak Prescott over the years, but if you look at Dallas Super Bowl teams in the mid-'90s, they were very strong on the D-line. Russell Maryland, Jimmy Jones, Chad Hennings, Tony Tolbert. The Cowboys have not had a quality D lineman of that type of football caliber, and that is why I think Dallas has struggled defensively along the line of scrimmage. Michael Parsons can rush the pass all day. It's no problem. He could be somewhat a good run defender, but for you to me to be a Super Bowl team defensively, you got to have a guy in between the tackles that can make it happen, a.k.a. Chris Jones with the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't have to say no more. Aaron Donald with the L.A. Rams. Jeff Simmons with the Tennessee Titans. It's that simple, man. And that one position will keep you from going to the next level. So overall, I like the pick, and I hope the young man can come in and give us quality production at that position, because we have not had a D tackle that's came in and played at any level when you're talking about championship level and advancing in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. All right, man. I really like it. It was, like I said, a typical Jerry Jones type of draft, but letting the competition rise to the top, that is something that draws out the heart in players. It draws out, the best in players. He might not have filled the gaps according to, the fans, but Jerry Jones did what was best for his team here. And I can definitely see that. I can't knock him for that. I love competition. I mean, I always play better against competition. Like I said, it just draws out, draws that heat out. And, this Dallas Cowboys team with who they lost, they really kind of, it looks like, Jerry's kind of, starting to, put that young influx into, this team. And I hope this year, I hope we can see him in the playoffs again. But,
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to end it today. Me being a Cowboys fan since 1966, I went back and I looked at all the Super Bowl years that we won championships. And I look at the drafts previously that built those Super Bowl teams. 64, we took Mel Renfro. We took the great legend Bob Hayes. We took Roger Staubach. Super Bowl. Bob Hayes, a Staubach, brought us the Super Bowl. Then I look at the 1975 draft that brought us the Super Bowl in 78. That draft, they call it the Dirty Dozen. Randy White, Thomas Hollywood Henderson, Bruton Lawless, Bob Bruin, Pat Donovan, Randy Hughes, Mike Hetman, Herbert Scott, Scott Laylaw. That led us to a Super Bowl championship down the road. Then in 1977, we took the great Tony Dorsett and Tony Hill. Then in 1988, we took Michael Irvin, Ken Norton Jr., and Chad Hennings. Then 89, we took the great man out of Oklahoma by way of LA, the legend himself, Troy Aikman. Daryl Johnson was in that draft, Tony Tolbert, Marcinowski. And then in 1990, Emmitt Smith and Jimmy Jones. And then 91, the draft that really put, I want to say, a stamp on us winning 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. Russell Maryland, Alvin Harper, Dixon Edwards, Eric Williams, one of the greatest offensive tackles that ever played the game, and Leon Lett. All I'm saying is I ended the day, and I'm going to give Mr. Yanish his final words. Cowboy Nation. I know Jerry Jones has did a lot for us. He brought us a lot of money. Dallas is probably the richest franchise in probably North America, South America. It's a billion-dollar franchise, and Jerry Jones has changed it. But the one thing I'm going to take with me is that when he had Jimmy Johnson running the show, Dallas was on the verge of winning 5 in a row. And I'm not going to give Jerry Jones a pass today. Simply because you couldn't get out of your way, become an owner, and let a serious football guy who had won a national championship at the U and was bringing Dallas to a level that's never been seen in the National Football League, a.k.a. the New England Patriots. I'm going to take that to my grave. And hopefully that I see Dallas win a Super Bowl before I leave this earth. But that might not happen. But given the Cowboys' grade on this draft, I would say a C+. Safe, and you drafted for needs. Final words, Mr. William Yanish, on the Dallas Cowboys 2024 draft.
Sitting there talking about competition and talking about all that stuff, and I'm a Niners fan, through and through. But the thing is, people need to realize this isn't personal, man. I love the competition. I love playing you guys. It's just so fun. That's why since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, man, every time, it brings a freaking goosebumps on my arms, man. No, this looks like a good draft, man. I wish you guys the best luck. Let's do it this year. See if we can get back to the top.
If you like the video today, we surely appreciate it. If you like it, please comment and share it. Special thanks to our talent producer, Mr. Logan Landis. All I can say is Cowboy Nation. Draft grade from Vincent Turner, C+. Going into this year, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know expectations are going to be real high in Dallas. Y'all be blessed here on 100 Yards of Football. Rise up, Cowboy Nation.
Later, guys.